I'm Rajul Pandya-Loach. I'm Director for Communications and Public Affairs at IFPRI, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to this special event jointly organized by IFPRI and the CGIAR Research Program on Policies, Institutions and Markets, PIM. This event is on lessons from IFPRI country programs on informing policy decisions and strengthening capacity. Speakers will present and discuss findings from the study of IFPRI's experiences, and then discussants will share their experiences. This special event is taking place during the semi-annual meeting of the IFPRI Board of Trustees, and we are delighted that trustees are here with us and will participate in the discussion. We have a fabulous program lined up for you, and let me introduce to you our moderator for the event today. She is Karen Brooks. She is currently the Adjunct Professor for Global Human Development at Georgetown University, and she's the former director of the CGIAR Research Program on Policies, Institutions and Markets. Karen, welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajul. Welcome, everyone. A special welcome to the IFPRI Board of Trustees and members who are meeting in Washington during these few days, and welcome to our participants from online. As Rajul has indicated, I'm an alumna of both the CGIAR Research Program on Policies, Institutions and Markets and of IFPRI. And so it's a special privilege for me to be here today to be moderating this program, which is looking at a really important dimension of both IFPRI's work and of the work that has been supported in a modest way by PIM, the CGIAR Research Program on Policies, Institutions and Markets. We'll be looking at lessons from the IFPRI country programs and how those lessons and how the programs have served to inform policy in the countries where the programs are active. And so we'll start with presentations of the findings of a midterm review that was undertaken jointly by PIM, Policies, Institutions and Markets, and IFPRI, as part of the learning agenda of both entities to understand what works well, what should be continued, and what should perhaps be adjusted in future work. It's in the nature of a midterm review because many of these programs are still ongoing, and so it's very important to learn the lessons of what's happening, think about how the context might have changed, and think about how the programs that are continuing should be adjusted. So we have two speakers who will first give us the findings of the midterm review, and then we will turn to a very distinguished panel. We have 4 people who will be able to reflect on the work of the country strategy support programs from a number of different perspectives. So first I will introduce our 2 main speakers. One is Frank Place. He's the director of CGIAR Research Program on Policies, Institutions and Markets. And at the point when this midterm review was initiated, Frank was the monitoring and evaluation officer for the PIM program. So he had a major role in designing the program, and now he's in a wonderful position to tell us what was learned through the research, and we'll be hearing from Frank. Now, sharing in the presentation is Peter Hazell. Peter has had a distinguished career, which most of us know many of his writings, both at IFPRI in the past, the somewhat distant past, and at the World Bank, also somewhat distant, but more recently he has served as the independent head, or the head of the independent impact assessment program for IFPRI. Again, a very important investment in the learning agenda of IFPRI and managed independently outside of IFPRI, and it's in that role that he has contributed to the development of this midterm review. So we'll have our 2 first speakers who will give us the sort of meat of the assessment, and then we'll turn to our panelists, and I will introduce them later individually, and then we'll have an open discussion with those in the room and those online. So again, thank you very much for joining, and Frank, may I hand over to you?